Oh, nice.
It pops right out.
Nice.
The quarter trick.
Quarter trick.
That.
That's the ticket. That's what
Can
you gotta do.
I coin that? The quarter trick?
Oh, I'm leaving.
We're on our way back from Guitar Center.
Yeah.
We got some strings.
Yes, we did.
You're gonna be restringing your Breedlove.
Yep, definitely my Breedlove. And then you're gonna restring your Orangewood.
Yes.
Right?
They've been on there a little over a year now, so.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's been a little while. So we are heading back. I think it's gonna be a fun time. It's gonna be like a string changing party.
Yes, it is. Seriously.
Like a little spa day for our guitars.
Spa day for our guitars.
Yeah,
I love that. They're
polish
gonna
them
get
up a little
clean.
bit.
I'll get all the dust off.
Like rhyme.
Ooh. They're gonna sound and feel like brand new. Oh, okay. It's off to a really good
I
start.
don't know how you do it, but I usually like loosen my strings. And so that way they're not like so intense when I like cut them off.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of times I actually don't even cut mine. I'll just
Do you snap? No, wait, you don't snap them. Like, you don't
No,
like tighten them
no,
up.
no,
I
no.
was gonna say, wait a second.
No, that's a terrible idea. Nobody do that.
There's some people that do though.
Really?
Yeah. Would you just like unwind it so much that you could just like unthread it basically?
Yeah, sometimes if
That's
you're too...
really the nice thing about the pinless bridge on the Breedloves.
It is. It's so nice to have that because you don't really have to do much with this. We've got guitar tools and stuff like that here to do whatever we need, cut the strings, stuff like that if we need to. But the pinless bridge on the Breedlove lets us pretty much change the strings without tools at all. Do you ever have, whenever you're changing your strings on a guitar that has pins on it, do you ever have the pins like fly out?
No, I've never had that before. That's scary.
The Breedloves we have don't. But most guitars like this one does have bridge pins.
Yeah.
If you're not like kind of holding down the pins whenever you're tightening up your strings, sometimes
they'll pop back up. It's almost like whack-a-mole, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah, just stay down there. So, for those of you who don't know, I don't think we've shared yet, we have the exact same Breedlove guitar.
Yeah, we do.
Which is awesome because it's kind of not like a super common guitar. It's really
I
cool.
think it's interesting that both of us do the same thing and we have the same guitar. Like, what are the chances?
Seriously, what are the odds of that? First time I was ever changing strings on a guitar. It was a really, really old guitar with really, really old strings that were in really bad shape. And I had no idea what I was doing, and I had a friend who was showing me how to change strings, but he had to step out of the room for a second. I ended up popping the high E string, holding the guitar like this in my lap. The string comes off, pops, slings around, and sticks into my leg, like about like that deep.
Oh, that just sounds so painful.
It was freaky. Oh no, that might be totally wrong. The one I have isn't like that.
See, we don't always know what we're doing.
Yeah, this is a really good example
It may look like it, but we don't.
It's kind of a figure it out as we go sort of thing most of the time. Here, you want me to give that a try? Can you try guitars for a second?
Yeah, I know how to do that one.
Yeah, for real. You got some experience with this one.
Yes.
I'll mess around and see if I can get anywhere with this. That's so funny, huh? I wonder why that's, maybe these are just, I feel like bridge pins are pretty universal, so I don't know why that wouldn't be working. Yeah, I'm not having much luck with this either. We might have to like come back with pliers. Hey, you know what? I have my bridge pin remover in my guitar case.
Oh, no way.
Yep, and I bet you it'll work. I have a little Jim Dunlop winder that has a thing on the end. See?
Nice.
Yeah. Watch this one not work either. Other guitarists and guitar teachers out there who maybe know, what is the benefits of a bridged pinned bridge,
Yes.
as opposed to a non-pinned bridge? Because
Exactly.
we love the Breedlove's pinless bridge because it's just super convenient. It's really pretty too. It looks really elegant.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, and it just makes things so much easier. Oh, I got one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
The low E too.
We had a little intermission. We got some food because we were hungry.
Yep.
Cody's Breedlove has this issue where the nut came off of the
Just kind of.
and we couldn't find any Gorilla Glue.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna improvise.
yeah, that's a good way to put it. Then we're having trouble getting the pins out of here.
Yes.
So that's kind of, we swapped guitars for a little bit. I worked on his,
Mm-hmm.
he worked on mine. So I'm gonna actually swap you back.
Okay.
Because you know how to deal with your
Yeah, we're gonna.
issue over there.
I have a routine for this. It's it kind of works.
So how does this?
So it's kind of the same thing, like that little end right there.
Use
just
that, okay.
slides in there. Here, get a capo and just like grip it with the capo.
I thought you were all serious.
No.
I'm like, is this some kind of like guitar hack?
Don't actually do that, guys. It's not gonna work.
No. Yes!
Oh, nice. You got one?
I got it, yes!
Nice. Victory. 2 down, 4 to go.
Look, this is a mess.
That is such a mess. How does that even happen?
I have no idea.
So right now I'm just cleaning my guitar. Just spraying some of this stuff on here. There's just string cleaner, or not string cleaner, but
it smells good.
It does. It smells
I don't know
really
if that's like a good thing.
Yeah.
Because I'm like,
yeah, like, I don't know, like.
Oh, I got it. I almost got it.
Watch your fingers.
Yeah. That's the one thing I'm like always freaked out about as a guitarist is like somehow injuring my fingers or like losing a digit.
Yeah, that's like our entire lives. That's our career. Like,
yeah.
It's like you hear about like musicians taking out insurance policies on their like hands and stuff.
Yeah.
That's a real thing. Like, that's your job. I was making a joke a few weeks ago. I don't know if this is just a good thing to put in the video or not, but I was making a joke with my sister and my mom. We were at dinner at a really great Mexican restaurant in Texas, and my sister was talking about this new boy that she's been talking to, and there were some debatable things that like this guy was doing. He wasn't treating my sister very good, and I made a joke saying, well, if he hurts you, he's gonna catch these groovy guitar hands.
Oh!
And my sister immediately was like, you probably shouldn't do that since that's your entire job.
Yeah.
I was like, I was joking, but you're right.
No, she's probably right about that one.
Yeah.
I just got my second pin out, so now we're 3 for 3.
Oh, nice.
Wait.
Well, actually.
Is there? Oh, wait. Yeah, I can. Okay.
Got
Got it.
Nice.
That helps. Okay, so
Awesome.
I don't want to call myself pro. Tip that I just discovered is that you can just reach in your guitar and you can help the end of it.
That's
and then
clever.
guide it out. Boom.
This thing looks and smells fantastic.
Yeah, I can already see the sides are just like the gloss just looks so good.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna really be able to get that on camera, but it's just super shiny and just very beautiful. And there's apparently something in here. Oh, I don't know, I guess it's gonna stay in there.
Oh my gosh, these last 3 will be like the death of like this pin puller.
Like I said, don't feel like you
Or
have to
the
be careful with
bridge.
it. Oh,
You know.
hopefully not the bridge.
I
Bridge pins are cheap,
really
bridges are
hope
not.
no.
Can you just push them up?
That's what I'm thinking. They hurt, so I
Well-
can't. Maybe if I have a quarter and I just go boom, like
Just hit it.
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
We're struggling.
We're
a
having
little
a
bit.
hard time. We're both falling apart over here. My nuts falling apart. Jesus, that was rough.
Oh, you were gonna like get attacked in
Oh.
the comments now.
I know, that was a mistake. You guys can just ignore that I said that. Alright, see if that works.
Quarter trick works.
Yeah, here, let me hold that. I'll help you hold that down too. So it's. Oh,
It
nice.
pops right out.
Nice.
Nice.
Awesome.
The quarter trick.
Quarter
Look at
trick.
that.
That's the ticket. That's what
Can
you
I
gotta do.
coin that? The quarter trick?
Oh, I'm leaving.
I'm always such a slow tuner when I put fresh strings on. I take my time.
It's always good to do this kind of stuff slow, just because it leads to less likelihood of.
Yeah, so do it when you have time set aside for it, for sure.
Yeah, try not to do it in a hurry.
We're also trying not to do it in a hurry. We had some other videos we wanted to do tonight, but we're
Yeah.
gonna save them for tomorrow because this stuff takes time. There goes one. Where'd it go?
There it is right there. I used to, when I was in junior high, when I first started playing guitar, I would get old guitar strings and I would get guitar picks, this, and I would put a hole in them with a drill and I'd make a necklace out of it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I thought
I
that was.
have actually one that's like, there's 2 picks on that one. There's a bass pick and then behind it is a regular pick from a Miranda Lambert concert
Oh, that's cool.
that I went to.
Nice.
Because I was front row, and so each of their guitarists like gave you a pick because I like knew all the songs.
Oh, that's so.
So and then the drumstick up on top
Yeah, I was
is
wondering
actually
about
from their drummer,
No
and
way.
he like used it, so it's got some like dents in it. And I have a vlog. It's on private on one of my old channels, but the guy, like, he intentionally threw it towards me, but then the lady next to me also grabbed it, and she was kind of, like, trying to, like, fight me for it, and
no.
she, like, scratched my hand a little bit in the
Really?
process. Yeah, so I bled for it.
that. Ooh.
I did.
Man, you earned it. My uncle was actually friends with Miranda Lambert in high school.
No.
Josh, the one you met the other day. Yeah.
No way.
Yep, they were friends.
That is cool.
Yeah, he always says like that they kind of dated, but I don't know if he's just saying that.
Oh, this already just looks so much better.
It really does. It's amazing how much of a difference doing some guitar polish actually makes. You know, you don't necessarily feel like you need it, and you really don't need it, but you know, a lot of times whenever you're changing your strings is really the only time to get your guitar clean, especially in areas like right here where it gets really dusty. And also
those
down
hard
here.
to reach areas, yes.
Exactly. So it's a great time to clean your guitar. And, you know, this isn't like an ad or anything like that, but having just a bottle of this, you know, depending on how often you change your strings, how often you clean your guitar, this will last forever. Like, it'll last years sometimes.
So it's really worth the money that you spend on it. It wasn't that expensive.
Yeah, this stuff's like probably like, what, $10 maybe?
Something
maybe not
like
even that.
Really, it's about taking care of the life of your guitar. Your guitar is probably going to get some scratches, love marks, things like that, but really just taking care of it and just giving your instrument back some love, I think, is really, really important. You would definitely want to be very cognizant of what type of products that you're using. You definitely don't want to use, like, you know, regular water. You don't want to use wood cleaner, like household wood cleaner. Do not use that on your guitars. Definitely get guitar made products for cleaning, specifically for cleaning guitars that are formulated for that. This one is meant for like glossy finishes. It's good for glossy finishes. So there are different types of products out there. So you want to kind of pay attention to what your guitar is finished with and find products that are made for that.
Totally. So just so you guys can get a little better view of what we were talking about earlier with the nut on my guitar being messed up. So this piece right here goes, I don't know if it's focused or not, so hopefully so. But this piece right here is usually supposed to be right there, and it's glued on. But mine, it occasionally will come like, they occasionally come unglued. It's fairly normal. Same thing can happen sometimes with your saddle down here. It just happens sometimes, and they need to be re-glued, especially if you play a lot, especially if you change your strings a lot. Sometimes those things happen. So we were looking to see if we had any glue so we could go ahead and fix this, but we don't. So we're just gonna improvise, and I've got like a little trick that I can actually kind of hold it in place there and then tighten the strings down, and then the tension holds it in place. Don't recommend it at all unless you really know what you're doing.
I feel like we're doing a lot of things that we don't recommend.
Seriously, this is just like a whole figure it out as we go. This is like
what you shouldn't do.
Yeah, this is everything you should not do when you're changing your guitar.
Should you use a quarter when you're pushing up your pins? I don't know. You might crack a pin.
Yeah.
So maybe just don't hold me to it, but it worked for me, so.
Yeah, that looks beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
It doesn't smell as potent as I thought it would.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
it's got that new guitar smell.
The new guitar, oh my gosh, the new guitar smell. That is a thing. They should definitely put it in a candle or something.
A candle, oh, that'd be dangerous.
I feel like that's something that would happen in the groovy guitar setup. I feel like you would definitely like put that in your background.
I would 100%.
Don't you sometimes put a candle in your background? I always usually thought I saw one on your like counter in the background.
Almost always. I almost always have a candle going somewhere in my videos. I'm a big like, I love good smelling stuff. And so like candles, body washes and stuff, I totally girl out about all that stuff. And so, especially since it's been fall candles came out at Bath and Body Works, I spend so much money there. It's dangerous. It's terrible. Gosh. What is your favorite overall candle flavor, like period? Not just fall.
Not just fall.
Not just fall.
I think it's gonna be a fall one though, to be honest. It's gonna be probably either the pumpkin pie one, or it's gonna be autumn like wreath or something like that. We both still like love Hollister. I'm kind of salty about like how they don't sell Hollister August anymore. I was a huge fan of that back in middle school.
I forgot they don't sell that anymore. You're totally right.
Ooh, that was a dirty fretboard.
Dang, man.
Yeah, that was like over a year of not being cleaned. Wow. And it didn't look that dirty. That's the crazy thing.
No, it really didn't. But man, the inlays are like shining now.
Yeah.
I always get people telling me on my channels that I need to clean my fretboard. And I clean my fretboard all the time, but I play this guitar so much that there's actually wear in the fretboard. So it looks like
mine
it's...
too.
Right?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing when I was cleaning my fretboard. That I'm like, I just cleaned it. Why is it? And I figure it's got to be like the wear and tear.
Yeah, just actually like wearing from pressing the strings down. It like changes the color.
Because the oil soaks in a little bit, but then after that, because I'm like, oh, my fretboard's like really thirsty, so I like do that, and I actually make sure like get there and kind of almost scrub it a bit with the towel, but it's still just I think it's just worn in, kind of like that mermaid guitar that we were looking looking at. It just had like those spots that, yeah.
That thing was beautiful.
So we're finally gonna put our strings on. You're putting on, what do you have again?
So these are the Elixir NanoWeb HD Lite 8020s. So yeah, they're great strings and they're very balanced. I like them a lot.
Nice. And I'm using the Phosphor Bronze NanoWeb 1152's Custom Light.
I am excited. I get so excited about new strings.
I usually always start with the thickest string. Is that what you do too, or?
Well, because of the nut issue, I've got to be a little.
You have to do the high E thing first.
Yeah.
Or?
So I was telling Guitar Goddess about this earlier. So because of this issue with the nut, I'll show you guys as I do it. But what I'm gonna do is I place the nut on there like that and kind of hold it in place, and I'm gonna put the very top string and the very bottom string on at the same time, and I'm gonna tighten them down to the point that it holds the tension of those two strings will at least hold that in place while I go ahead and string the rest of it, and then the tension will hold it into place.
Okay.
Definitely not the way you should be doing it, but it kind of works. I just realized this is like a little bit closer for some reason.
What is? Oh, it might be slightly. Unless you got a little taller.
Those of you guys who don't know, I'm like ridiculously tall.
I already knew that you were tall though, because your Instagram.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but like people, I don't think know that I'm tall.
No.
And so they're like, oh, you're actually tall. And I'm like, yeah. I'm just sitting most of the time.
You're taller than I expected you to be, from just like seeing your videos.
I'm probably about 5'11", I think.
That sounds
something like that.
That sounds about right, which is awesome. I mean, I don't know. Is that awesome? A lot of girls don't like being tall.
I love being tall. So I didn't embrace it when I was younger. I was actually very self-conscious about my height. My mom kept buying me jeans and I just kept like growing out of them, and I was taller than all the boys. People would always used to ask me, do you play basketball? Like that was like a huge question. I'm sure you probably got that a lot as a guy.
Guys, I don't play basketball. Okay? Like, I do it for fun sometimes, but that's it. Like, rarely. See, when we hang out, if you wanted to, you could wear like crazy, ridiculous heels or boots, and like you still wouldn't be taller than me. Like, not even close.
Unless I could find, you're like what, 6'7"?
Yeah.
Man, I'd have to wear like
8-inch heels.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That'd be like impossible walk-in. No
that'd
you
be
know
a
what?
nightmare.
I get stilts.
There you go. That's. I don't know if I should be insulted by that or.
I kind of feel bad saying that.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only thing that I could do to like probably make myself taller.
So I went ahead and put on the top and bottom string, and it's holding the tension by itself. Since this isn't glued down, it's holding the nut in place. And I'm gonna go ahead and put all the other strings on there, and then it'll just kind of hold it down. Not a great solution to the problem, but it's a good temporary fix until I change my strings next time and fix it or forget again.
Hopefully next time, you know.
Yeah, hopefully next time. I will more than likely forget about it again and not have glue again. But it's okay. We're gonna just figure it out as we go. A lot of this video is a good example of your internet guitar teachers not always having everything figured out.
Yeah, not having it all together. If you guys like relate to that, great. I think it's actually important for them to see that we don't have it all together. We don't have it all figured out.
Yeah, I totally agree. We've been talking about that a lot and stuff, and it's easy for, I'm sure, a lot of you guys to see our videos and think that we're like, oh, like these amazing guitarists that never have any kind of like trouble learning songs or anything like that at all, or never have problems with our guitar parts and everything. Yeah. And I think it's important to show you guys that we deal with a lot of the same struggles that you guys do.
Probably a lot of the same exact ones.
You guys see like a perfect polished edit and stuff that we work really hard to make sure that it's as clear and concise.
Yeah, because we want it to be fun and easy for you guys to like learn from and watch and stuff like that. We're both realizing that, after years of doing this too and listening to your guys' struggles and things like that, that it's just as important for you guys to see what we struggle with, just like you guys.
Even this week while we've been jamming and stuff, we'll sit down and we'll spend, 30 minutes or an hour breaking a song down. You guys don't see that. You see us hop on camera and just play the song perfectly the first time, which is not the reality. That's the very edited version.
It almost sounds like a cow that's like... It just does.
It totally does. It's a really weird moo.
Yeah. What's wrong with that cow?
Somebody needs to go check on Steve, man.
Is there a lot of like farm area like still in Texas? And I imagine that there is like regions of like lots of farmland and stuff down there.
Yeah, we all ride our horses to Starbucks, and there's like stalls like that, outside the front.
You know.
No, I'm kidding. There's a ton. I live in the city, so I live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and that is a very common misconception about that area specifically. A lot of the big cities, it's like any other big city for the most part. It's really not very much farmland. Fort Worth kind of has like, it's kind of known for that sort of thing. Stockyards and all that. If you're from the Texas area, you might be familiar with some of that. But there is a lot of that. But as soon as you get out of the big cities, it's a crazy amount of farmland and farm animals and stuff like that. And,
so I'm trying to figure out like where this cow tipping thing started, because do people go, like, have you heard of people cow tipping ever? Like,
yes, I may or may not have been before.
Wait a second.
When I was much younger, I'm super
like
distant
me
now.
Here? Are you like serious?
No, I am serious. I have family that lives out in the country, and so when I was growing up, sometimes me and my cousins would go, and we'd go to the neighbor's property, and we would try, but it's a lot harder and a lot more dangerous than most people think it is.
So how does one cow tip? Like, how does that process
I don't know
work?
if I want to promote giving a lesson on how to cow tip on our channels. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't do this, okay? I was a stupid teenager whenever I was doing stuff like that occasionally, and love animals, man. Don't tip them. There's other things to do in the country besides just, tip cows. You can like have bonfires and other like much more wholesome activities.
Man, this conversation is going everywhere.
Yeah, you guys are getting like a real like, this is pretty raw. This is pretty raw. I'm talking about the real issues here. Okay, so I haven't really been showing you guys too much about what's going on, but just a little update. So with this, again, this nut issue here, I put outside 2 strings on, which I showed you guys, and that held that in place, and then I'm putting all the other strings on, and as I'm putting them on, it's holding the tension down on the nuts so that it's not gonna wiggle around. Again, not a perfect solution, but it's working right now, and you can see it's staying in place. Even if I try to push it a little bit, it's not going anywhere. It's working for the moment and stuff, and it'll definitely work until I have a better chance to actually properly fix it. That's kind of
look
where
at
I'm
this craziness going on
Oh,
here. Oh, so you do yours differently. You like just thread them through and then you...
I just realized I did these backwards though, except for this one.
What do you mean backward? Oh, you threaded them through.
I did. I was distracted. I was talking while I was doing it. That's
oh
okay.
Man, I'm just like looking at that. I'm getting like, whew, that looks like a lot of work now.
This is giving me like major anxiety.
I typically measure out the end of my strings, so I'll put a fresh string on and I'll show you how I
yours
do
are
this.
so much prettier than mine.
So this is where it's gonna be going. So I'll do like, these are called like threads, I think. So I would measure out like a thread and a half. Oh, shiitake mushrooms. I just screwed myself over, I think. Unless I have, hold on.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
That's not good.
No, it is not.
I'll be making another trip to Guitar Center tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I got you.
You do?
I got you.
No way.
We have an extra set over here. Oh, I'm just running into everything. It's an emergency. Here. That's you.
Oh my gosh. Is it gonna be weird because it's like a whole different like gauge though? It might be weird.
What string was it?
It's the G string.
G.
I wonder if I have a G in one of these. Actually, you know what? I might.
If it makes you feel better, I screwed mine all up too, so like majorly. I also just realized I put the A string in the spot of the D string because I wasn't watching what I was doing.
This is a mess.
This is such a mess, guys. We have to like title this like how to not change your guitar strings.
Pretty much. This is perfect because they're also 1152s. I have Didarios, and I think I've only used the high E's out of like these, and so they've just been backups.
Oh, nice.
So
cool.
Tip: you think you won't, because you'll have to go back and always buy a full set when you like restring all of them. Keep the partial sets, because for stuff like this, when you screw up and make a mistake,
then you actually have something you can have a backup plan with.
Exactly.
And it's okay to mix and match strings if you like need to. It doesn't have to be perfect.
No, it does not. Because this is desperate times, desperate measures right now.
I'm hoping that these are not too far gone. And I also think I'm losing my mind because I don't know where my string winder went. and it could not have gone far.
It's okay.
Oh.
It just like ghosted you. New guitar owner.
It's like, I'm out. Michelle's so much better.
It sounds like your guitar's mooing.
Moo. Oh, man. So a little update. I got all the strings on. I fixed them because I screwed them all up the first time. Not all of them, but most of them. So now I'm just tightening and tuning everything up. And then what we were talking about earlier is, again, Michelle's is already like very, very pretty and perfect and like they look great. And I usually wait till the end to cut my strings. There's really no particular reason. That's just how I've always done it.
Everyone has, you know, their style.
Yeah.
You know.
But I dig how like precise yours is in the way that you do yours. It's I don't know, it's cool. It's elegant and it
Thank you.
Yeah, totally.
It's like, you know, I might be the kind of person that pours their cereal in first and then the milk, and maybe you just do it the savage way and you put the milk in the bowl first and then dump the cereal in.
Oh my gosh. No, I do it the non-savage way. Oh, that gives me anxiety thinking about that. Like, oh.
I know, it's like, then what if you dump too much milk in and then you have to eat more cereal than you really wanted to?
Yeah, or you just have like, cereal soup.
Yeah.
You know?
That's not actually, that's kind of like, it's like breakfast soup, I guess.
Is cereal breakfast soup? That makes a lot of sense. That's like something that should go on Twitter. Like,
Is cereal just breakfast
is cereal just breakfast soup?
I'm gonna tweet that right now. Usually everything I tweet, I try to make sure it's guitar related.
Yeah.
You know, because I feel like that's why people follow me, and I try to give tips and things like that, and now here I am tweeting about, is cereal just breakfast soup?
People are gonna think we're like high or something.
That's what I'm worried about.
I gotta think if I agree with this statement or not.
We're gonna have beef over Twitter now.
Oh, right, yeah. We're about to start a Twitter feud.
Putting fresh strings on, tension is a huge thing you want to pay attention to, and you just want to be patient with your strings. So really just taking your time, tuning them up. You don't want to flash tune them. You want to take your time, be slow with it, because they literally have to be stretched out, and if you do it too fast, they will just snap on you. Yeah, this is fine now, but...
Nice. And they'll do stuff like that sometimes, like especially if you have bridge pins. Whenever you're tightening the strings on this end, they'll tighten and they'll make noises, and that's scary, but normal. That's
common, I think, for when I'm learning for the pin bridges, but for the Breedlove, I notice I don't have really that issue because it's just a nice system.
These things are flopping around.
That's probably what happens when you pour cereal in after there's milk there. It's just gonna splash all over.
Oh, that's not what you want.
I think I'm gonna let this kind of just rest before I like super. I think it just needs to stretch out a little bit. This is the first string change that I've done on this guitar.
Yeah.
And
it'd be good for that to just
I haven't played around with it too much, so I don't know this one too well with the string change. My Breedlove, I'm very comfortable changing the strings on because I just know it so well.
Right.
Each guitar is different. They have their own quirks and personalities, and you just gotta learn each one.
It's always good to, just like with anything, any kind of hobby or whatever, you want to like learn as much about, you know, what you have before you, I mean, we were talking about this earlier with cameras. You know, with cameras, a lot of times it's easy to get caught up in upgrading and stuff, especially with what we do. You know,
gear
we want
lust,
the best, gear lust, exactly. You know, you want the best at the best, whatever you can get to get the best pictures and all that, or best video in our case. So many times it's just about learning how to use what you already have.
Yeah, making the most out of it.
Exactly. And then if you find out you need to upgrade, for sure, but like, you know, no amount of spending money on gear or buying an expensive guitar, you know, is gonna substitute for a lack of familiarity or knowledge with what you already have.
Yeah, if you don't know how to use it. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Awesome.
Already out of tune. So that's a normal thing too. If you guys have never changed your strings before, whenever you first change your strings, you'll have to retune your guitar like 5 to 10 times or something like that, pretty much right after. And it's totally normal. It's just your string is getting adjusted to your guitar, just like what Guitar House was talking about. It just, strings will have to settle into your guitar, and so for the first, you know, couple of tunings, or maybe even the first day or two, it won't stay in tune very well. But just give it some time. That's totally normal.
I'm so glad I got a fresh new set on this thing.
Yeah,
oh my
seriously.
gosh. And That feels better to me.
Yeah.
Because
that's
they were
awesome.
they were rusted out.
Yeah, a lot of times that's the biggest thing. Even if your strings don't sound bad necessarily, they feel so much better. Especially coated strings like elixirs. They last a long time, but they'll eventually start to not feel as good. And so when you switch them out, it makes a big difference.
So this was it took us quite some time, but we got the job done. Don't take any of our advice. At least some of it.
Yeah.
This was fun.
This was fun.
Yeah, this was fun. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yes. Thanks for hanging with us, guys.
All right.
See y'all soon.
See ya.
Oh, that was good. Oh man.
I know you're sitting for such a long time.
My leg is like super asleep.
You almost reminded me of that like guy from SpongeBob. My leg.
My leg.
Yes.